Hi, welcome to another episode of In the Gardens. I'm horticulturist Greg Lusk, and we're here at the Amarillo Botanical Gardens. It's a beautiful day here in May, and we're going to talk about planting annuals in our flower beds. Behind us, you see here, we planted a bed yesterday. We're just really getting rolling on planting because there's no chance of a freeze now, and it's safe. And these plants are too expensive just to lose to a freeze. So we always wait until first part of May to start planting very much. Back behind us, this bed is all sun. So I'm going to talk about what we put in there and what we did to start prepare the soil and the care of these plants. So we started by tilling the bed very well, very deeply, and added compost and some sphagnum peat moss. That helps with the structure of the soil, helps with water retention and fertilizer retention as well. Then we added some soil acidifier. You can use aluminum sulfate or any sulfur or acidifying agent for the soil. And I know these say for hydrangeas, but really what it is, it's a soil acidifier. Our soils are very high pH, our water's high pH, and so as you add our city water to your soils, it's going to become more pH. We're adding salts, and so anything we can do to combat that pH problem will help our plants to absorb nutrients. It's all about chemicals and chemistry, and so just trust me, I do that. I add some each year to help combat that soil alkalinity problem that we have. So in the back of this bed over here, I've selected plants that are taller. This is a sun bed again. I've got some nice tall marigolds. They'll get about 2 feet tall, 20 inches, 2 feet tall. I checked their roots. The roots look good and healthy. They're white and bright. And marigolds, you can plant them a little deeper than they are, like an inch or so. They'll actually root on the stem and add to the root quality there. Then we've got some salvia, blue salvia. This is the mealy cup sage. It's a great garden plant. It'll come back a lot of years. Again, the roots aren't as wide on the salvias, but that's natural, but they're not black. They're in good condition, and so that's what we're looking for. Then a plant that I really like, this aren't blooming very good. I always choose younger plants rather than the mature blooming plants if I can. This is Angelonia, and it comes in several colors, makes a nice rounded kind of a mounding plant. And it's just a beautiful, easy care plant. Look for Angelonia and try to use it if you can. Dwarf marigolds are always great. Geraniums are a mainstay, of course. We all like geraniums. They're great new beginning gardener plant. You look for a healthy plant. Leaves are in good shape. Don't just look at the flower today, because those are gone in just a few days. Look at what the plant looks like. And one of my favorite, so I use more each year, is Celosa. This is Celosa forest fire. I grew it from seed. It just makes a great plant. It takes the heat and the sun well. It's always in color. Out here in the full sun, the foliage will become red even. It's a great plant. It comes in, Celosa comes in several colors. The ones you buy at a lot of the nurseries are treated with growth regulators, so they seem never really to outgrow that. So I really like to grow my Celosa at home and start it myself. Another plant that I don't have pictured here is Gomphrena. Works great in the garden. I really like it. And Mandeville vine, the bushy type, works really good for sunny and dry areas. It's very forgiving. So we did our bed prep. So we did our bed prep and the soil work, and we're going to plant these plants in. Do them in color combinations that you choose. That's your choice. There's nothing wrong about color choices. Just put the taller stuff in the back, graduate down to something low, and then water it in well and fertilize it throughout the growing season. We're going to fertilize every 2 or 3 weeks all summer to keep these plants blooming well and looking great. We're going to inspect them daily for insect or disease problems. Water them often. You're going to have to learn how to do your watering schedule and look at your plants, see when they look dry, water them, and then notice how many days you can go before they look like they're drying out, water them, and set your schedule, and then don't vary from that unless they start getting drier more often as the season goes on, or it rains. Shut your water off, of course. That's a sunbed. Over here, we're going to talk about what we're going to choose for the shade. So here we are. We're going to talk about shade gardening a little bit with some annuals. We're under this nice cedar elm tree here, this beautiful shade bed. Got some dense yew in the back, which is a great shrub for the shade. We've done our soil work, which we outlined earlier, and got the soil in great shape. In the back here we have fern. Fern is just a great texture. Don't forget texture when you're doing your gardening. It's just as valuable as color is. And I've got a wood fern that I'm trying out. Ferns are hard for us in this climate, but there's some Kimberly Queen ferns right here, the two. They're nice. Kimberly Queen do really well for us. They can take drier atmosphere, and they can take our soils and our climate very well in pots or in the ground. They are not a perennial, however. Then we got this dragon wing begonia that's a fantastic begonia. If you've had trouble with begonias in the past, try dragon wing. It's an aggressive grower. It blooms very well. They're just starting flowering. They'll bloom till it freezes, no trouble at all, and they'll get about 20 inches tall and make a really nice impact. So in front of the begonias we have some impatiens. Impatiens are a great choice for bedding in the shade, as long as you can keep them moist. They do like moisture. They come in an array of colors. They have very few disease or insect problems, and they're just a good choice for the shade. Again, an annual. In the front here I have this nice moneywort. It's the gold colored one. It's a great accent plant. It'll stay low and spread through the plants a little bit, and it's a perennial, so it'll come back next year with a little winter watering. So that's what we're doing here this week in the gardens. We're planting our annual beds and enjoying the nice warm weather, and just good luck with your gardening. And if you have any questions about anything we can help you with, come by or give us a shout here at the gardens, and we'll be glad to assist you.